reduced the price by creating a totally rational system. Efficiency was all that mattered. That meant control. Control of every aspect of production. Ford didn't want to depend on outside suppliers. So he bought mines and forests in states around the country, rubber plantations in countries around the world, a rail line, a shipping line. Ford didn't want any outside interference with his operation, so he enclosed the Rouge compound with fences and tightly guarded gates. Workers had to use an overpass to enter and leave work every day. It was the scene of many struggles between management and union. Including a violent battle in 1937, which left 4 demonstrators dead and 5 wounded.
One way that you can look at the tough side of the Fordist idea is to say it is called Fordism. That's the personal name of the owner. And it is a statement that says, I'm the boss. You follow orders.
Right by the left. Quick march.
Uniformity was the way to exert control over not just the people, but also the product.
Standard design was one of the essential components that had very important consequences as to how automobiles would be built in the Ford factory. What Ford did is that he started out with the principle that his car would be of a standard design. He used to say you can have any color you want as long as it's black. And the idea is that once you standardize the design of the car, you can standardize the entire production system.
This is the Model T the way it appeared in the imagination of Henry Ford and his engineers. An assembly of simple parts into a coordinated whole. Commentators at the time thought the genius of the car was its price. But the genius was really in the parts, standardized parts. The manual was clear. Each Model T had 6 standardized cover plate bolts made of vanadium steel with 3/8" threads, 15 cylinder-headed bolts, a standard 2 5/8 inches long, 4 standardized steel spring clamps, strong enough to hold the leaves that supported the automobile. 6 rivets secured the bolts that held the wheel rim. 4 wheels meant 24 standard bolts, 24 off-the-shelf rivets. Putting one automobile together was a bit like following a recipe. To the T. Standardized parts meant production could be repeated over and over. It's because the parts are identical, or at least interchangeable. Almost everything around us is made of interchangeable parts. We just don't see them. Like the fast food hamburger, no longer a recipe, just a set of parts, standardized parts. Each part of the hamburger must meet certain specifications, like fluffiness, freshness, weight and color, thickness. The parts come together to form the American hamburger, just another piece of technology, food technology. But the designers of 19th century technology didn't have fast food in mind, or any other product made of interchangeable parts. Technology for them was an extension of craftsmanship. In the factories of the 1890s, skilled operators could handcraft any part for any machine. They used general-purpose machine tools, like this cutting lathe. These tools demanded skills that took years of training and experience, like superb hand-to-eye coordination, a delicate sense of touch, and an ability to visualize the finished product.
The general purpose machine tool meant that someone would have to make small decisions about how to, they have to read a blueprint, they'd have to mark a part, they'd have to move a part, they'd have to adjust it. There's a lot of, mixes between head and hand.
This 1918 Ford educational film reveals how new tools reduced the need to make decisions or read blueprints. These were single-purpose machine tools, just like Henry's instinct. Craft skills were unnecessary, a sense of touch reduced to repetitive routines. No need to imagine the final product, just do it. Skill was now in the machine. The man just had to be quick.
He would call them farmer machines, meaning that a boy could come into his factory off the farm not knowing anything about building a car. He can learn to do that job quickly because the machine he's using has only one way to operate.
I'll have a big classic double with cheese.
Fast food restaurants don't need employees with cooking skills. They've got their own farmer machines. There are single-purpose machine tools for almost every function in the restaurant. The cash register notes the change needed. A timer goes off when the chili needs stirring, every 15 minutes. Another when the French fries are done, every 5 minutes. When the rush hour is on, the restaurant itself is a machine. This was far different from the late 19th century factory. Workers stood side by side, carrying out unrelated tasks. Experienced machinists decided how the tasks should be done and at what pace. Semi-completed parts lay all around. There was little planning, little discipline, no system,